What's up, guys? My name is Ryan. I like to look at stocks and do some charting. So I wanted to talk about this week some potential swing trades that I like at the moment. Let's get right off to it. I like Fold, Amicus Therapeutics. I think that it just broke through a major level of resistance. All the indicators right now are turning upwards, and there's some general. It's very low comparable to the risk reward in this situation is pretty high. We've got $1.50 of risk and about $4 of rewards. That's 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. I really like that. What's interesting is if you go back to a longer term time frame, you see here it's about at the levels that we see some big pops from. Going all the way back here to 2015, 2 years ago. If we draw our Fibonacci levels here on our chart, look at that, isn't that amazing? You can go back so many years and it still finds these levels. So here is our 78.6% retracement. It's a major retracement level, followed by the 61.8 level. And we see here that we've actually broken out above of it. So this has got me bullish. It makes me think that it's going to move up a couple bucks here in the near-term future. What else is interesting is I really like this red flashing RSI strength indicator I've got on here. Flashed again over here, flashed right here, flashed a bunch right here, and somewhat over here. So I really like this level right here. I'm a buyer. Next up, we've got MPW. We've got a whole bunch of chop going on right here, and I think that we're finally going to start to see some stronger moves upwards. If we do our fib retracement again, all the way here to the high, we can see that we just broke out of the 61.8% retracement, which is a major level, like I said. I could see this going to the 38.2 fairly easily here in the next month. We've got our indicators making steady moves upwards. Again, I talked about how this, this is not just some crazy indicator here. The RSI indicator flashed red here. You can see it's, been fairly accurate in predicting when to start buying. So in the last 5 years, it's flashed once, twice, 3, 4 times, and this is the 4th time. I'm seeing more of a solid move up off of the lows, and basically everything looks right to me. Our money flow has been steadily making higher lows and higher highs. I really like that a lot. I'm definitely going to be looking for a nice entry in the upcoming week here. Next up, we've got Cody. We can see that it's chopping around here in this channel. It's made a pretty major low, but what I like about it and what has rarely worked out for me before is that my Gartley actually works on this. We've got, well, within reason, go over here to the other high, and then we'll come down here, and we've got our Gartley pattern over a number of years, which I really like. This is supposed to be a 0.68. This is supposed to be a 1.28. I think that the fact that I'm so close in a 5-year pattern is indicative that this Gartley bullish pattern might be correct. So we're finally reaching our lows here, and I think that we could see some strong moves upwards. This is a time-based fib extension, so I think what I did is go from here to here, and right now if we break out of this 23.6 retracement level, I'm definitely going to be looking at getting in. Another thing that's interesting is we see some divergence here on the indicators and what the price action is doing. We've got buyers coming in, yet it's still remaining flat. This is our money flow index right here, making higher lows and higher highs. Let's move on to my next one. We've got SEB here making a really nice curling pattern upwards. I think it's undervalued at this point. Risk reward, we're talking about 80 cents here and a potential move up of $2. So we're talking about a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. I could see this being a really nice slow upward moving trend. We've got our RSI flashing red here. The last time it did that was over here back in September of 2016, right around my birthday. And what's more is, I guess, just like the other ones, we've got money coming into this. We've got our bearish sentiment coming up, or going away. Our Bollinger Bands are at the top of their channel. Basically everything looks good to me about this chart. You can see this just rolling really nicely up here. Next stock that I'm looking at for this next week is DPLO. When's the last time it was this low, DPLO? Basically, it's never been this low. I think this was another instance where my cipher pattern actually worked out, but maybe that was another one that I was looking at. Yeah, I guess it's not up to par. Basically, I think that this stock is way too low, and I like what the indicators are doing. It'd be really nice to, get in here with a stop at around, $12.50, and maybe just wait for a, potential rise of $20 or so. This is on the daily chart, and I've got my GAN signals here. These are what all these green strikes are. These are GAN indicators, indicating places to buy. And what I really like is when they match up with my other indicator, which is this is a bullish engulfing candle right here. I think we might start to see a new trend coupled with the fact that my indicators are all moving upwards. Next stock, SNMX. Basically the exact same thing that was going on in my other one. Really short swing play for me. But right now, things are looking up. All my indicators are doing the exact same thing, which means there's some confluence, there's some agreement between the price action and my indicators right now. I think that this might continue for another week or two, and I'll probably try and sell around $2. Next one is SIRS, which is doing some really interesting stuff right now. You can see that we're at a major support level right here. I think we might have just broken it. We might see a drop all the way back to 100% retracement, 50 cents lower here. This would be the lows from back in April of 2016, or 2015 actually. But what's going on right here, what's interesting is that we see this major drop from 570 to 430, but our indicators, our money flow index has been steadily moving upwards. Now there's some divergence here between what the price action is doing and what our indicators are saying. So I'm curious to follow this in the next week and see what comes from it. Maybe we'll get long and see if our indicators trump the price action, but price pays. So we'll be careful to tread in that water. Finally is GoPro. I'm very interested. I bought this before and really failed at it, but I think that we might be finding bottom here. Last time it was this low was in early 2016, and there's just a lot of controversy with GoPro coming out lately. I know that they built their product a little bit too well, and so people aren't demanding it as much, but price pays, and I think that this might be a good level to get long in. Risk reward, there's I don't see it falling a whole lot more, especially with the indicators moving on up and general reversal that it's setting here, comparable to the the potential reward on this play. I think it's worth taking a serious look at. We've got our RSI flashing red again. Basically all of our indicators are making higher lows and higher highs. Anyways, these were my stock picks for the week that I'm going to be following very carefully, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish you the best of luck in your trading. Thanks. Bye.